All right, hey everybody, this is Brad with Red Bridge here at Oak Meadows Farm. Kurt, thank you for having us here today.
Yeah, thank you for coming down.
So tell us a little bit about your operation here.
So we do mainly just poultry here. We do Cornish, American Rangers, and we've been starting our own breeding stock,
Yes,
as you can hear behind you. We sell just about all across the state. We both ship and also sell from our farm store.
Everything's done on pasture out here.
Everything's out on pasture. Everything's done in the tractors. We brood them for up to about 4 weeks at maximum, but then they're right out on pasture in these big old chicken tractors. And we move all across the farm.
So when we were walking out here earlier, you had mentioned the grass and how the green and
yeah, we like to call ourselves a regenerative farm as well, because we like to kind of take care of the earth a little bit more. These fields have been run on with horses and cows and things that really press down on the dirt. And so it's with running the chickens over it and getting all this wonderful fertilizer back into the ground.
Right.
We are kind of loosening up the dirt. And so when you when there's large agricultural done, or when there's large animals or anything that's run over a field several times, it'll actually compact the dirt together and create a dirt shelf underneath.
Yeah.
And so the grass won't grow as deep anymore. And so then it kind of starts hindering the ground and the bacteria and everything that's living inside the ground. And so you end up with worse off fields, worse off production of hay, and the hay won't have as much nutrients in it as it would have if it was healthy ground.
Sure.
And so with all this that we're doing here, it's it's creating these beautiful lush fields, but it's also making the hay that we get out of it extremely plentiful and full of nutrients.
Yeah.
So it's great to feed the animals.
Excellent. So what do we have behind us here?
So behind us here we have our wonderful Cornish, our kind of our own system with these chicken tractors. We've seen a lot of other farms do it, but we found that it works the best for us, and it keeps the birds very healthy, keeps them moving. We don't end up with too many. It saves us on a lot of chicken health as well, since we're moving them every single day, getting them into a new fresh spot of grass. They are able to forage a lot more, and they end up staying a lot more clean than we've seen in confinement barns, and
absolutely
have a lot better health in confinement barns as well.
And how many do you have in one of these tractors?
So in one of these tractors we have about 250.
Okay.
So we'll do 250 in each one of these tractors, and we'll do them in pairs. One running behind, one leading in front. And we noticed that there is actually kind of a difference in how the chicken health is affected, and the growth rate's affected with the leading tractor in comparison to the trailing tractor, because the trailing tractor will have larger birds, but they won't be necessarily as healthy. But the leading tractor will actually be a lot healthier, but they won't grow as fast.
Oh, interesting.
And so we've been trying to figure out how to balance that correctly.
Yeah.
We believe it has something to do with the amount of nutrients that the birds are sapping out of the soil and out of the ground itself.
Obviously, they get some nutrients or some
some
out of the grass and the bugs that hop in there, and then you can see them eating right here. I assume that's
your guys' feed.
Yeah. Okay.
So we use nothing but your guys' feed out here. We found it gives us both the highest growth rate, but also keeps the birds in a very healthy condition, and it also gives us that ability to be soy-free and corn-free as well. We primarily sell to restaurants, butcher shops, and stores like that.
I have a question, Dirk. Can you show us sort of how you feed, how you water? You know, what are these systems that you have in here?
Yeah.
Is she in the middle of that right now?
Yeah, she's in the middle of feeding and watering right now. So we do all of our feeding out of barrels out in the field. Use buckets. We do everything kind of by hand with love. Just so that it allows us to interact a bit more with the birds. But we use 4 feeders in there that we like to fill all the way up to the top, just so that the birds have as much food as possible. And then we have obviously 2 bell waterers in there that we fill with our innovative 25-gallon barrels that are usually they were previously used for teat cleaner. And so we bought them from other farms, from other cow farms, and pressure washed them out, cleaned them all out, hung them up. We like to hang them up because then it makes it easier for when we're moving the tractors.
Yeah.
So then they're not dragging against the ground or anything like that. And they hold pretty good. They hold about 2 or 3 days worth of water. So we like to fill them up to the top every single day just to make sure everybody's doing good.
And so you just have they go to the bell water.
Yeah. So they got we drilled holes in the bottom and put some piping that brings them to the bell waterers.
So how do you move them?
So we use the tractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bring the tractor down, hook up to the line.
Yeah, we got a rope here. All the tires, they have pull them up. We bring this over, latches them into place.
That just gets it up off the ground just enough that you can move.
Raise it about 2 inches or so, and then we're able to just pull the whole thing. And we'll have it's usually a 2-person operation in order to move these tractors, because you'll have one person driving the tractor and one person in the back using it's a stick meant for using or scaring cattle, and it's got those like little peas in it, and so we'll sit there and we'll smack the back so the birds come to the front.
Right.
And we'll just slowly move it.
Keep it from running over any birds, or especially when they get to this age where they don't move as fast.
Just waddle along.
Are you keeping the feed in the barrels?
Yeah, so we keep all of our feed in these barrels here. We get those big super sacks, and then we have to fill them all by hand.
So you get put them around in the pasture and you don't have to.
Yeah, so we just bring it over with the tractor. We'll just throw it on the bucket, drag it over here, easy peasy. I've always been part of the idea that if you're going to feed your animal something that you're going to eventually eat, you should also try it yourself and see how it tastes.
Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah. What makes your chicken different?
I think it's mainly just the all-around health, the growth rate, and just the fact that they're pasture raised without any corn or soy. And we're still getting, we're getting around the same amount of time on pasture as the birds that are stuck in confinement barns are getting in their whole life.
Right, but they're out here, they have this fresh air blowing around.
They get the fresh air, they get all this beautiful grass and hay out here. They eat all the natural seeds, and then we end up with a beautiful field that we can use for hay.
What can someone say about taste?
Oh, I've tasted the birds myself before. I may be a little bit biased because I work around the birds all the time, but it is by far the best chicken I've ever had in my life. The chicken tastes like how it smells out here.
Yeah.
I mean, you really get all this grass in it. It's just about Timothy hay out here, and so it's all that sweet hay.
So they're going through all of this stuff, and you're pulling them straight through, so they get all the bugs that are down inside of here, all the grass seeds, everything else, and that's then converting into the meat, which then we're eating. Well, guys, thank you for allowing us to come out and farm and see what all you guys do here at Oak Meadows Farm. Again, this is up in Ferndale. they use our feed on their birds. This is what they're doing. We just love seeing all that you guys are doing out here. And, check them out on the website. What is it? oakmeadowsfarm.com? oakmeadowsfarmllc.com. We'll put a link to that in our video as well. And yeah, if you're over in this area, check them out, pick up some chickens, go to one of their restaurants that they're selling to. Check it out, get some good chicken there.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
All right, thank you. Well, yeah, all right. Real quick, I just wanted to point out true pasture raised operations out here. We were just talking as we're walking back from closing the video here, how many different species are. And David was saying that he hasn't counted back here, but he counted in the front. Over 28 different species in the pasture. So, I mean, you can just look and you can see all the different varieties in here. These are all things that the birds, as they're passing over here, are getting access to and being able to munch on. And then that's also diversifying the ground out here so that it's not just a monocrop out here. It's got lots of different species, subspecies. There's bacteria, good bacteria in the soil, everything else that's all benefiting not only the air, the surface, the birds, everything around here, around their farm. So this is a very diverse farm when it comes down to not just chickens out here, but all of this that's in the ground as well.